I bid you all good morning, good evening, and good night, wherever you be watching this transmission. It is I, Mike Martins. I need to put out a very special, important transmission out there, and that is for our friends, brothers, sisters, and everybody living in the province of Alberta are facing a really tough time. So if you're from Alberta, you might want to stick around and watch this. If you're from across the Commonwealth, you might want to take a look at this. Alberta is the Lone Star state of Canada, very heavily conservative. Alberta has already discussed secession from Canada. The idea of Canada is not working with Albertans. So Alberta is basically east of British Columbia, right? And it's a very big province, and it's one of its number one commodities, right, is oil, right? Oil is one of its major exports. Oil is one of its major, basically keeps the province, running. Well-oiled province, right? Economically speaking, so to say, right? But when oil took a dive, things went bad, and things haven't gotten better since then. So let's take a look at what's happening right now. So guys, let's go to article scan here. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and set your reminders for trends in the housing market on Wednesday night. And every Saturday night, we have Mike in the night on the channel. So go ahead and join us. So why did oil and natural gas prices plummet from 2014? Well, this is when it happened. It was sitting at about $125 a barrel, roughly American, around 2014, and then it went bottomed out at $53. And because they need, I think, $91 or $89 in Alberta for them to profit off their oil or to make a profit off the oil, they were losing. So they were selling oil at a negative position. And that's what happened in Alberta. And that was a major. And Alberta was so good, had such a good inventory revenue from oil that it actually did not charge its citizens provincial sales tax. They just charged the federal tax, and that's how rich the province was. But with the price of oil and gas dropping, it says here the rise of oil and natural gas prices in the early 21st century set them up to fall in 2014. So it was a big setup by OPEC and all the major oil deals and embargoes and all kinds of sanctioning going around Middle East, all kinds of stuff, right? The shift towards a stronger U.S. dollar in 2013 also played a significant part in reducing oil-gas prices in 2014. An extended period of higher prices encouraged oil production, so there was an oil glut in 2014 after demand from emerging markets declined. So that's what happened there. And oil, man, oil really took a kick in the pants. And what happened? Well, Alberta, right? So here it is, Alberta. This is an article from 2015. Alberta and the oil crash 1 year later. So Alberta is really suffering right now because, they have a few mines, but again, let's call a spade a spade. Their major production and export is oil, right? So what happened? Let's go into migration momentum. In the first 3 months of 2015, right in the depths of the oil crash, 9,000 people moved to Alberta, 8,000 from other parts of Canada. So Alberta started to see a lot of people moving in to basically jump on the oil bandwagon, thinking maybe it might go back up. It might, and a lot of people moved there because of affordability. Other provinces were getting too expensive to live, so other people decided to just relocate and move to Alberta too. So, housing market. Activity in the housing market has slowed dramatically in Calgary, around 30% so far this year. However, prices remain steady, according to the numbers released by the Canadian Real Estate Board. That might be about to change. Another housing price index released by Tiranet shows that the average home in Calgary dropped about 4% so far this year. At Edmonton, both activity and prices holding up better than Calgary. Perhaps its workforce is not focused on the energy sector as Calgary is. So here's the deal. Housing did spike up. I don't know if you guys know what happened in Australia with the city of Perth, or the area of Perth, right? In Western Australia. The price of mining, the mining commodities and all the mining that was going on there, and I think it wasn't palladium, but it was lithium ion and all that stuff, and iron ore was doing really well. So a lot of homes went there from 200,000 to 800,000 pretty much in a matter of months. Now, Alberta had the same kind of thing back in 2010, 2011 when oil really started to take off until it crashed in 2014. But This is what happened there. And then a lot of people lost their homes at that time. So what happened then? Oh, you thought it was all over? 2016 hits. What do you get? Fort McMurray. Fort McMurray was a massive wildfire in Alberta, Canada, and it swept through the community, facing the largest wildfire evacuation in Alberta's history, with upwards 88,000 people forced from their homes. Firefighters were assisted by personnel from the Canadian Forces and Royal Canadian Mounted Police, as well as other Canadian provincial agencies to fight the wildfire. Aid for evacuees was provided for various governments and via donations through the Canadian Red Cross. So there it is there. It cost $9.9 billion in direct costs. So Alberta, right here, there it is up there. Alberta has been really, really taking a big kick in the pants over the last decade, so to say, right? So there it is there, and there it is there today. There's a Super 8 motel gone, and it really hurts to see that. And then what happens from there? Alberta could lose an additional 32,500 small businesses. This is from 2 months ago. So now what's happening is more and more businesses, mom and pops businesses, 66% of small businesses are fully open, 36% are fully staffed, and 25% are making normal sales. So what about the other ones? The other ones are 32,500 small businesses, and that's 1 in 5 Alberta businesses are going to be facing closure because of COVID. More people die of cancer than well, I'm not even going to go into the statistics with that because I don't want my channel shut down. And here we go, guys. The newest article from 14 hours ago. A fresh wave of layoffs is pushing Albertans to the edge and in danger of losing their homes. If Albertans begin to sell their houses in a financial panic, we could start to see defaults happening as early as this year. Now, this is going to be big in Alberta. Why? Because I remember when Alberta was open for business in 2016. So Alberta was trying to do what BC was doing and Ontario was doing, bringing in foreign investors, right? So let's see if we could find the article. I'm just going to throw it off the top of my head. So let's see if we could find it right now. Alberta open for business. Let's see if it comes up. Okay, foreign ownership in Alberta. Investing in property across Chinese real estate investors are reshaping the market. I'm just trying to think if Alberta... So Alberta basically had this very big advertising thing going on to bring in Chinese investors because all the other provinces were getting bought up. Montreal was getting bought up. And then Alberta had a very big advertising. Basically, we're open for business. Come and buy us out, basically. Come and buy our empty homes out cheap, right? And that didn't go well because a lot of foreign investors did not head to Alberta. A lot of them went to Quebec and Newfoundland and Nova Scotia to sell out whatever properties we have, whatever properties that the local Canadians couldn't afford to buy. A fresh wave of layoffs is pushing Albertans to the edge and in danger of losing their homes. If Albertans begin to sell their houses in a financial panic, we could see defaults happening as early as this year. So there it is. So high unemployment has led to higher rate of mortgage deferrals and mortgages in the areas in Alberta than elsewhere in the country. So guys, this is not good. So I did some math for you guys, and I found out that this is from older numbers that I had. Then I had to kind of relook at the unemployment and stuff. Right now, for Alberta housing to stay intact with average wage earners, housing needs to go 21.66% down to see a proper correction in the province of Alberta, right across the board. Everything's overvalued by 21.66. So about 22% it is overvalued right now. So there it is. It's still too early to tell how many deferred mortgages will take the next regressive step to moving into arrears as grace periods come to an end in the coming months. CMHC Deputy Chief Economist said in an interview with the situation in Alberta. Many mortgages have a 90-day period at the deferral before the mortgage goes into arrears. Then it's into foreclosure. So that's very important that we kind of look at that. So here it is. Here, resources of province bear the brunt of the so this is just pandemic crap. So there it is right there, guys. Now let's move on. Edmonton Convention Center. This is from 2 weeks ago. A lot of people don't know this. Used to house homeless people. So the Edmonton Convention Center right there won't be showing any fancy, brilliant, brand new cars and auto shows and all kinds of stuff. It'll be housing the homeless. There's too many people homeless right now in the province of Alberta. I covered that here on the channel quite a few times. The Edmonton Convention Center on Jasper Avenue near 97th Street, formerly known as the Shaw Conference Center, contains several halls typically used for concerts, conferences, large parties, and meetings. Given the size of the venue and our recent experience hosting an activation of this scope, and scale in Edmonton Expo Center, we are confident that the Edmonton Convention Center will be a safe place for those experiencing homelessness. So that's getting so bad. It's getting pretty bad. So let's move on. And closure of homeless and addiction support. Makulana Center baffles residents, workers. They have nowhere to go. So they're closing a lot. This is nothing new. They've been closing a lot of homeless and addiction centers across Canada. They cost a lot of money to maintain, and you know what I mean? It's just they want to obviously spend more money on other infrastructural projects. And there it is right there. So here it is, guys, on my channel. If you type in Alberta on my channel, you get Edmonton, Alberta homeless disaster. That's from a year ago. It was all before COVID, eh? Alberta Exodus Energy. Then we got Alberta's taking a stand, where Alberta, after the elections, Alberta just did not want any part of the idea of Canada. Alberta's next prepare. What was this from? Let's play connect the dot and see if I'm wrong in the comments below. Follow me on Instagram. What's this one? Alberta's next prepare. Good morning. Oh, okay. So Alberta housing taking off. So this is an older article, and the reason why I put this one up, originally back in October 2019, was because they were open. This is the one where they were open for business to foreign investing and try to get the housing right here. So here it is right here if you want to listen to this. In Melbourne, you've seen it in London, you've seen it everywhere. London, England, the real London. And anyways, okay. Where is this coming from? How is this happening? It's Canada competing for Canada wants more Chinese. And this article basically is the red flag right here. So visas are increasing from China to 500,000 per year. Opening more visa offices can help Canada compete for Chinese workers, students, and lucrative tourist business. They're the biggest market in the world, and so there it is right there. So Alberta did not get affected by the foreign investing. Quebec did, and Newfoundland and all those other provinces got hit pretty hard. And Toronto got hit hard in 2016. When Vancouver implemented the foreign buyers tax, and so did Seattle, Washington, south of us here in Vancouver. Anyways, if you're living in Alberta, please share this video. Don't forget to set your reminders for upcoming live streams. Look forward to seeing you guys. Have a good night. Let me know what's happening if you're in the province of Alberta. Look forward to reading your comments. Thank you.